breakfast.
Boris Johnson has announced a 4-week delay to Freedom Day. It's now very likely that all COVID restrictions won't be lifted until the 19th of July. Is it better to be safe than sorry? Or has Boris bottled it? Later we'll be speaking to Michael Gove, one of the key decision makers in the government.
And we'll be joined by owners of nightclubs, theatres, pubs and holiday companies from across the UK who were all badly affected by this delay. But we want to know, how will this delay to Freedom Day affect you? Tweet us at GB News.
Some great British news. It looks like we have achieved a trade deal with Australia. It's the first post-Brexit free trade deal the UK has agreed from scratch.
And Scotland didn't get off to a great start in the Euros yesterday, beaten 2-0 by Czech Republic. Later we'll be speaking to the football manager, Harry Redknapp, and get his predictions for the tournaments.
So good morning. Freedom Day in England has been delayed by 4 weeks. We know that now. The country will now have to wait a month longer to enjoy the easing of all coronavirus restrictions. But with businesses gearing up to fully reopen, why is there actually a need to delay? This is what Prime Minister Boris Johnson had to say yesterday.
England, because meanwhile in Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon is facing increasing pressure to follow suit. She's due to make an announcement later today. In Northern Ireland and Wales, they're yet to review their Freedom Day dates. Both are set for the 21st of June. I suspect, being a betting man myself, that they'll all probably get pushed back. We're going to find a lot more, though, later on in this. We're going to speak to Michael Gove. He's the Cabinet Office Minister, one of Boris Johnson's key decision makers in Cabinet, and someone actually who has been, one of these people who's been pushing for, I think, the delay in restrictions.
Well, we want to hear from you, and also we want you to get involved as much with us at the Great British Breakfast as possible. We love a little bit of a banter, and you've got to stay with us on this journey. I mean, this is our second show, so whatever you do, we can see how we evolve and grow. Send us a short video of yourself. We'd love to get to know you on your phone, telling us how the delayed reopening will affect you. How's your business going to be affected by this? Have your birthday plans been ruined? Mine haven't. My birthday's July the 19th.
That's a reminder.
Isn't that incredible, though?
It is. And
well, we're going to have a big party. We're going to have a big party.
Good. It's the big one as well. It's my 21st. Yes. Send us your video. What's with the laugh? At GB News, at gbviews at gbnews.uk.
I mean, it wasn't a massive shock, was it?
No.
I mean, I think it's suffice to say it wasn't a shock. Darren, I mean, you were in the studio while Boris was talking last night. You did an extremely long day, by the way, yesterday.
I did.
Well done.
I think, from the government's point of view, still...
At 6 a.m.
Well,
still.
6 a.m.
We know what the people of Manchester are like. Proper good party animals.
It is a lovely area that I don't know it particularly well, but it's such a shame, isn't it? That, as you say, that those areas are now, people are nowhere to be seen.
They're the kind of beating heart of cities. Andrew Neil had on last night, because he spoke to the Conservative MP Steve Baker. He's the deputy chair of the COVID Recovery Response Group, which opposes lockdown restrictions. So, unsurprisingly, in response to that decision to delay Freedom Day, he thinks that the government needs to reassess, essentially, how it views the virus.
A system in place that you can't have them in the classroom, because a lot of parents, I know quite rightly, they're going to say, my children walk back from school, it might be dark in the winter or whatever, or they get a bus, and for safety reasons, yes, have it at the end of the day and the first part of the day, but actually in class time, no, you shouldn't be sat on a phone, should you? You shouldn't be doing that at break. You shouldn't be doing that in the playground.
What's the point? You don't need it at that point, no.
Yeah. So she's sent hundreds of volunteers to a workshop by UK Feminista, which is a sort of feminist gender equality charity, also learning about kind of consent and kind of how images should be shared and the language we should be using, which is really interesting. But I mean, incredible that we're at this place, isn't it, already?
Well, good morning. You're watching the Great British Breakfast. Welcome. GB News Head of Digital, Rebecca Hudson, is here now to talk us through what's making the news this morning. Good morning to you,
with a
Rebecca.
very glittery jacket.
Well,
look at that.
Every morning, everyone on the Great British Breakfast brings out a new outfit, so I thought I had to compete a little.
Well, it's only the second day, so that's how we've managed it.
By next week, it will all be a little scruffier. Right, let me take you through these papers then. So, The Times leads with the headline, "We must learn to live with COVID." This is obviously off the back of last night's announcement. It focuses on Boris Johnson's announcement last night that the Freedom Day will be delayed for 4... Yeah, exactly. And the Herald also splashes with pressure on Sturgeon as Prime Minister delays Freedom Day. So, you know, we know that later this afternoon, Nicola Sturgeon will announce what happens to the Scottish roadmap, and the big question being, you know, whether they'll follow suit and also delay their Freedom Day. The Metro leads with the delay also to the easing of coronavirus restriction with the headline, Freedom put on ice. And we've also got the Indy, and the Metro there, and the Indy also leading with the headline, summer death toll from...
you know, the horrible effects of COVID. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to get ahead of the virus.
Exactly. So using those 4 weeks to get more over the 40s double jabbed, get everyone over 18 jabbed, and let's, you know, roll out the vaccine programme, get ourselves on top of this Delta variant, and then come July, for Nana's birthday, we'll all be back, back to normal.
Did I mention it?
Well, only once or twice.
Has she mentioned it? I've got it in the diary.
Anything fun in the papers or interesting?
Well, before we get to fun, I've just got a flag that someone called Darren McCaffrey's exclusive with Preeti Patel yesterday has made it to the front page of the Times. I'm going to wave it here like a proud mum. So, obviously, you spent... What day was it last week that you went?